Right then, welcome back to issue 2, as you can see, from the 10th of May 1991 of Games X magazine, the legendary Games X. Only 60p, new and weekly. So on the front there, it's a fist fight. The Lynx versus the Game Boy versus the Game Gear versus the PC Engine GT. Which is best? So I guess we'll find out as the magazine progresses. But yeah, interesting, because the PC Engine is something which I've always wanted to get. I'm talking about the handheld, but even as I point to the Game Gear, there's the PC Engine. But yeah, always wanted to get, but yeah, not got round to it yet, but certainly never say never. I mean, no rush, put it that way. So it's a news page, what have we got straight away? It's a miracle. So that is just basically talking about, is that some kind of thing to help you learn to play the piano? Not particularly useful for me, not that interested. I'll stick to the guitar, but, you know, piano, lovely bit of kit. CD rumours. And as I always like to say, you'll probably be able to read this if you pause it. So this is basically just talking there, as you can see, about the Genesis or the Mega Drive and the upcoming, or rumours of an upcoming CD-ROM add-on, which ultimately I guess was the Mega CD or the Sega CD. And curiously at the top there also mentions the Super Famicom CD-ROM, which as we all know became the PlayStation. So it's kind of interesting just to see that there, a little bit of history. People talking about, you know, rumours. And obviously we all know what happened, you know, it actually did come out, and that's just fascinating. It must be worth the wait. The CD TV. Look how much it is. 700 quid. I mean, no wonder it didn't do very well. And then we've got also Last Ninja 3 there. A brilliant game. Is it Last Ninja 3? Last Ninja something. Yeah, it's kind of got Last Ninja 2, and the 2 is, you know, in bold, and then the extra I at the end isn't. It's like 2.5, Last Ninja 2.5. Wreckers, now I've never heard of this game before, but check that out, that actually looks quite interesting. Particularly the picture on the right, like an isometric sort of shooter. And that looks odd, but I'm presuming it's, well, obviously it's the same game. I'll have to check that one out. Look out for it on ST and Amiga and Spectrum. ST, Amiga and Spectrum, what's this? Amstrad and PC, and I was get their versions in June. It's interesting, never heard of it before. So we get even more news. Nothing immediately sticking out, I've got to be honest. Might be a few talking about The Godfather, I remember getting that. Virgin rolls in. Rollin' Ronnie, made by Virgin. Yeah, I really like that game actually. It's one of the hundreds, I guess, hundreds upon hundreds of games where if someone says to me, you know, Rollin' Ronnie, or shows me a screenshot, I instantly get transported, you know, to this era. And as you can see, that was a game. It's kind of like a platformer. That's you're the main character there at the top. Rollin' Ronnie, you're like a clown on roller skates. Or rollerblades. I know it sounds ridiculous, it kind of is. And you just kind of got to collect the stuff. Was it sweets you collected? Or no, maybe it was coins, money. I can't quite remember, but yeah, I used to really like that. And but it's actually quite hard to get hold of. I've only seen a few copies on eBay. Nothing really coming out, nothing sticking out for me anyway. And here we go, the fist fight. Like I said, the Atari Lynx versus the Game Gear versus the PC Engine versus the Game Boy. Maybe actually you might want to read this. I mean, this is going to take a while to go through. I always say it, but pause it if you're that interested. So yeah, I guess this column here is just essentially giving the pros and cons on what the handhelds bring. You know, what they bring to the table. And trying to sell the Game Boy there. And it was around about this time where probably, you know, I don't know which one I favoured. I didn't have one, you know, when it first came out. When any of them first came out. I played them all. You know, friends had them, but yeah, some Christmases, you know, before, you know what it's like, I'm sure you were the same, it got to like, you know, October, if not before, and we'd dig out the old, well, I'll vouch for myself and I guess people in the UK, but, you know, we'd dig out the old Argos and Littlewoods or Kay's catalogues out, Kay's catalogues out, and we'd basically, you know, look to see what we wanted to get for Christmas. And I'd always kind of, you know, earmark these, you know, I'm going to get a Game Boy, going to get a Lynx, but I never did. And, or at the time anyway, it was only later that I kind of have had all these things. And they're all, this is probably a waste of time just scrolling on this. And they're all lovely bits of kit, but it was interesting at the time, like I say, just to see what was out, because I favoured the Lynx because it looked so good with its colour graphics. But the Game Boy just looked absolutely fantastic because, you know, the wealth of games it had. Some technical stats there. And there's a bit of a glossing over of everything. Oh, try and get it all in one thing. How funny. But yeah, lovely, lovely memories. Gallop charts, or Gallop Up charts, as I think I've been calling it. Gods at number 1. I guess we're kind of going to see the same games that we have in previous times. Swerve, Turrican 2, Last Ninja 3 again, just mentioned it a few seconds ago. I love that Last Ninja series, really, really good. Oh, Man Alive Warzone, the greatest game of all time. Now, that is definitely an exaggeration. This one reviewed for the Amiga, 4 out of 5. Now, as you can probably work out, Warzone was a game, it's not to be confused with Warzone. Warzone. In 2 separate games. There's one called Warzone, and that's like a budget game, which, usually sells for the best part of, I don't know, a couple of quid. Well, this one goes for a little bit more, usually. And as you can see, it's essentially a vertical shoot-'em-up in the guise of, say, Mercs, or Commando, or Ikari Warriors. And I used to absolutely love this game. And when I get this back, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'll be doing some kind of review, or at least gameplay feature on this. Because, yeah, absolutely brilliant. One of my favourite games, on the ST and the Amiga. Absolutely brilliant. So, fully justified that 4 rating. Quite frankly, I'd give it 5. Encounter. This one's for the Amiga. 3 out of 5, so they obviously weren't really digging this one. It doesn't look particularly great, if I'm honest. Doesn't look particularly great. Oh, here we go, all together. DuckTales, woo! Game Boy, 4 out of 5. DuckTales. Yeah, well, I used to watch the cartoon, and obviously just add the woohoo at the end of it every time I watched it. But yeah, 4 out of 5, they obviously like that one. I did play this on a friend's, Game Boy when it came out. I can't remember whether I liked it or not. I probably just, like I say, probably sang the theme tune just to annoy him at the time. Gremlins 2 on the NES. 4 out of 5, so they're liking that one. It doesn't look graphically particularly great, little gizmo there, that's cute. But nah, I guess it's alright, 4 out of 5. Ultraman. Super Famicom, 2 out of 5. Goodness me, I mean, that looks rubbish. The hell's there? What the hell's going on there, I should say? Yeah, I mean, that does not look good. For a Super Famicom game, I mean, come on. Well, that looks alright, to be fair. But, yeah, look at that. That looks rubbish. Let's see what they say. The Famicom is a truly awesome machine blessed with a large number of tremendous games, which have a nasty tendency to cost loads of money. 40 quid is a lot to ask for a games cartridge, but usually the Famicom games are worth it. Ultraman is a sad exception to this rule. Yeah, it doesn't look very good, and even there, again, graphically the game is far from impressive. Doesn't look very good whatsoever, bit of a letdown there. Now this one is for the Amiga, 2 out of 5, so I didn't like this one. Lupo Alberto, the video game. Never heard of it. And as it says there, is apparently an Italian comic strip wolf. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I mean, it doesn't look too bad in terms of a cute kind of platform game, but it's not something that I'm going to be looking for anytime soon, if at all. Stormball. Now, this is really interesting. 4 out of 5 on the Amiga, so they obviously like this one. Now, I remember seeing this. It came as like a demo disc, I think, on... It was either the one Amiga, the one ST, or it was just the one before the magazine split up into the 2 separate publications. And I wanted to get this because it reminded me of Speedball, or Speedball 2. As you can probably see by there, where you pick your team and all their different characteristics and strengths and all the rest of it. And yeah, I can't remember whether I liked the demo or not. Obviously, like I say, they've given it 4 out of 5, so they clearly do rate it. So that'll be interesting to get back into it. But yeah, like Speedball-esque. I want to try that one out. No idea whether it's rare or whether it's cheap or what. Eco Phantoms. 4 out of 5 for the Amiga. Again, it looks pretty decent if you like that kind of 3D adventure game. Yeah. Not one I'll be racing to pick up, but it might be good. Galactic Empire, and this one's on the PC, and they gave this one a 3 out of 5. Again, in similar vein to Eco Phantoms, just like kind of a 3D sort of adventure game. Not really my thing. Atomino for the Atari ST, 4 out of 5. That's not too bad. Tipex, cheats there. Gaza 2, look at that. As kids, we always used to think that thing on the top right, if it wants to focus. Come on. Look at it, looks like a monkey saying, yeah. It's meant to be a guy just like putting his arms in the air, but it does look like a monkey. I don't know what's going on there. Pilot Wings, that looks rubbish. Now, I know it's a good game, but I'm just saying that screenshot on the left doesn't look particularly good. Part 2 of the Colditz Guide, following on obviously from Part 1 the previous month. Swiv. Game called Awesome. Gallop Charts. I should just call it Gallop Up Charts. I've been doing it now for 2 issues, so. Gods for the Amiga #1. Wonderland #3. Really want to get Wonderland. Lemons for the ST. Dizzy Collection for the CPC, obviously. The NES Mega Man 2. I think this is the PC, so it's been replaced with the NES this month. Dizzy Collection again for the Spectrum. Commodore 64. Last Ninja 3. I think that's the 3rd mention it's had as well. And the budget chart, obviously Dizzy. Got all them Codemasters games once again. 6 of them, I think. They must have been loaded. Advertising Amos, which is essentially kind of a program which let you do, or let you make your own games. Within reason. Dr. X, any sarcastic responses? Special Reserve. Kind of famous mail order company. Mega Drive, 150 quid with Altered Beast. Game Boy for 70 quid. 70 quid's alright. Lynx for 120. Tony Crowther. The original WizKid. So I guess this is going back to the days of, you know, bedroom programmers and coders. And there's his softography. All the games he's worked on, if you can work that out. But these days are kind of coming back in a sense. If you think of all the homebrew games that are coming out, you know, that's still you could earn a bit of money being a homebrew programmer. Street Talk, the greatest feature ever. Liverpool, Microbyte in Liverpool. Does anyone remember that? Let's check out some of their faces. Mark, look at Mark. Hang on, he's another Mark. Are they all called Mark? Amiga 500. Check out Kevin. Kevin, open your eyes. Tony there. Look at Tony's hair and his shirt. He's loving it. Kelly. Hang on, Lynette? What's wrong with people not opening their eyes in Liverpool? Lynette there. Neil, 15. Hang on, I'm not laughing at that. I've just noticed this one. Check out David, right? David, bottom right. Look at that. What is going on with David? Goodness me. That is incredible. The glasses, the hair, the clothing. Unbelievable. And there's Ken, the manager. Very proud man. I love looking at stuff. Street Talk is such a great feature. Sneak preview there. Now I've added an S to the end of that. It's just Moonstone. But yeah, if you've got that on the Amiga, boxed and complete Moonstone, it's worth the best part of 100 quid. Seriously. Arcade Extravaganza. Bart Simpson down there. Go Global! Great feature. Nothing really coming out in regards to music. Movies, Predator 2. Joe 90 at the top there. And let's go on to the gear that I've got. A camcorder. I remember around about this time, every Christmas, like I said before, I'd look through the catalogues at things I wanted to get for Christmas, and for some bizarre reason, probably for a couple of years, I wanted to get a camcorder to record like me and my mates playing football and all that kind of stuff. I mean, 200 quid's not bad, so yeah, maybe I could have got one of them if I was lucky, but never did get one. I'm glad I didn't really, you know, because I ended up getting things like the SNES, the Mega Drive, and things I enjoyed. What the bloody hell would I have done with this as a Christmas present, you know? So I'm glad I didn't get one. Look at that, the Philips, what does that say, Moving Sound? Unbelievable. $29.99. Some socks, which look quite nice. It's funny, at the age of 13 or 14 or whatever I was when this came out, I would have looked at them socks and thought, what the hell are they doing here? But now, like 20 odd years later, I'm like, oh, quite nice socks them actually, I wouldn't mind getting some. It's a sign of knocking on, isn't it? And some, as they say there, kind of virtual reality comes to a handheld. That's interesting. And a Super Mario's drink. Letters page. And an advertisement for Hero Quest. And at the back, Hydra. It looks kind of like a speedboaty or hovercrafty game with elements of Operation Wolf and Operation Thunderbolt in it. So there we are, Games X. Issue 2 from 10th of May 1991. Where does the time go? I'll see you next time. Speaking of time.